But where Wardley has come from, he hasn't learnt the fundamentals because he weren't in the game to learn the fundamentals. What that man is fantastically athletic the week before last, right? Against Richard Redpath. Why would you have Jamie TKV with his hands down low when everybody knows right throughout the game how hard Richard Redpath hits? Yeah? And you're going with this. How the hell that you got a fighter who can't throw a double jab? Everything was one, wait for the left hook, wait for the right hand. Right, every time he's trying the right hand, he's trying it short. He should have come out with the left hook. He should have thrown the right hand, come with the left hook, right hand.
For final round in collaboration with Boxers Need Real Talk episode 7. We moved the episode so early this week because we've got to talk about the big fight last night. Me and Spence talked about this a couple of days back, and now we're here. He was correct. The people are now talking.
Credit to Don Charles, right? And credit to Ian Dewberry. We were texting each other in a week. It wasn't a good look for Ben Davison and Lee Wiley. And I don't want to be overly critical of these gentlemen because they are. Sorry, you changed that there. They're decently nice men.
Yeah.
But I said to you on the show the other day to Donovan and you, John.
Yeah.
Boxing is spiritual.
Yeah.
And people can try to take their gist of boxing or the sport and try to make it into this scientific bedlam.
Yeah.
Right? And they overcomplicate boxing when it's not that difficult, right? The difficult is knowing that you've been hit hard. If you've never experienced being dazed before, you've never experienced getting hit with a hard body shot before, and you go home and you're urinating blood, right? If you've never experienced getting a fast jab in your face and then you're thinking, oh, this sweat's burning my eye, not realizing that you're cut, right? If you've never experienced that you're feeling liquids go into your mouth and it's salty, and not realizing that it's your own blood, right? But then you want to be brave with somebody else's child. Let's call it as it is. That fight, me and Tundi did a watch along, right? Tundi phoned me this morning, Baba Tundi Ajayi, the trainer of trainer manager of Anthony Yard and Joe Kudu. I said to me, Spence, when you were saying the fight should have been stopped, I thought I got it, but I watched back the fight properly because we're doing a watch along, so we're all hype. But from where I'm watching, I'm saying this fight should have been stopped ages ago.
Same.
From what I was watching, I'm saying round 1, he had a very good round, right?
Yep.
Round 2, I gave it to Daniel Dubois. Round 3, he had a very good round, and then all the rest of the rounds, from round 4 to 11, he never won anything. I gave all of those rounds to Daniel Dubois. And I'm telling you that it's going to be very damaging for Wardley to come back from this. You know why? Because that was a brutally hard fight for him, right? And his heart's bigger than the whole arena. But regardless of that, his corner should have pulled him out. And this is what I'm trying to say. I'm seeing all these guys, and I'm not saying that these guys ain't good, right? You're not good cornermen. You're freaking useless as cornermen, right? Don Charles, very good cornerman, right? And it's the experience. And these guys showed their lack of experience. That's why I'm coming today with war, because I got Marcus Garvey on my chest. These men are getting brave with other people's children. That you could die, you know?
Yeah.
You could have died.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And I told you, this fight, I'm telling you this now, right? When we were speaking the other day, right? And you get automatically, because people think, oh, well, what do you know? No. John's been a former world kickboxing champion and had over 237 fights, right? So you know what it's like to go compete in a combat sport. You know what it's like to get punched in the head. Now, I'm saying I don't like other people who've never experienced that getting brave with other people's children. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I find that disgusting, right? And it is. And I'm seeing this new age of things that we're trying to improve sport, but we're going by game plans. Right, if you're going by game plans, there's no disrespect to Wardley. But where Wardley has come from, he hasn't learnt the fundamentals because he weren't in the game to learn the fundamentals. What that man is fantastically athletic and he's got heart and he can bang, right? But fundamentals won Daniel Dubois that fight. Fundamentals of throwing a double jab. Fundamentals of throwing a double jab and taking your head off line. Because in the beginning, Daniel Dubois wasn't taking his head off line. He was getting hit. And then he started to take his head off line. And then what did he do? He incorporated the left hook. Walding's trying these big right hands, out of range right hands as well, big right hands. And the worst thing could have happened was him knock down Dubois in the first round. That was the worst thing that could have happened to him. Because they said, right, I've got the bad to hurt you, I know what I can do with you. But you have to realize, people like I was saying the other day, Dan Dubois isn't a quitter. What happens is, right, he doesn't coagulate things too good. But the thing about it is this, once it's been drummed in him, like, bro, no matter what, we're frying to the end. And I know that's what was incorporated into it. When Don Charles boxed him in his mouth, yeah? That's the spiritual thing. That's the man saying, look, I'm an elder. What you doing, my brother? Boom! Adam Smith likened to when Ronnie Davis is like Chris Eubank Sr. in the face, yeah? It wasn't, because Chris Eubank Sr. used to say, Ronnie, slap me, Ronnie, slap me. This was an instinctive thing done by Don Charles to wake up Daniel Dubois, and he woke him up.
100%.
Right? He woke him up, and then Daniel Dubois was a wrecking machine. Tundi was telling me, like, Spence, I don't think Wardy realizes what he's in for. Right? And he didn't. His team didn't. He was, trust me, like, I'm not knocking anything of what these guys are doing because it's working, but I'm saying, if I hand you Rolls Royces to drive, that's all people know to drive. You know what I mean? But if I give you an old banger, you can fix it up and it can roadworthy, then I'm going to give you a rating. I can't give you lot no ratings, bro. I'm sorry. I can't give you lot no ratings. And that's that. And then sometimes ego surpasses personality. Ego. Because I didn't see nothing. Great trainers ain't just trainers. Great trainers are it's the corner work, brother. It's the corner work. And can you read fights? And can you also give good analysis and instructions while you're under fire?
To redirect.
Too much instructions to the youth in the rounds. I watched the thing. Too much. So no, it was disgraceful. Furthermore, now you're getting me mad. It was disgraceful what you lot did yesterday. It was disgraceful. And you should be held accountable to it. And you should have to answer to it. It was disgraceful. You can't... Listen, I'm just going to keep this in 100. Not saying what they're doing ain't good, all the rest of it. But I saw the game plan that you lot employed for Jamie TKV the week before last, right? Against Richard Redpaul. Why would you have Jamie TKV with his hands down low when everybody knows right throughout the game how hard Richard Redpaul hits?
Yeah.
Yeah? And you're going with this. How the hell that you got a fighter who can't throw a double jab? A double jab. The simple, fundamental basics of boxing.
Even Chisora said that after the fight.
Well, exactly. And Chisora isn't no scientific fighter. But in old boxing, you got a fight. You don't know how to try a man to throw a double jab. Everything was one, wait for the left hook, wait for the right hand. Right, every time he's trying the right hand, he's trying it short. He should have come out with the left hook. He should have thrown the right hand, come out with the left hook, right hand. Simple basics, brother.
That's what won Daniel the fight.
Simple, of course it did. Did you see when I saw Don Charles say to him, off your jab, throw your left hook, And I think it was round 5, he went double jab and he was finding the range of his jab as well. He went double jab and he landed a hard right hand and he came up with the left hook, right? And it weren't anything classy or perfect. It wasn't. It was thuggery. And he's like, and Daniel Dubois was saying, listen, I'm going to show you that I'm the bad boy here. Right? I'm the bad boy here. So it's very, very sad. Very sad. Because that was a career-ending fight, what we witnessed yesterday.
You see what you're showing here, just for the audience at home, right? Is he's not the corner man. He's not even in a corner with water, but he's showing love, compassion, and heart. And when you're fighters and that much, forget the fight. Your job is to take care of the fighter, take care of the person so they can go back another day and go home to their family. That's what he's saying here. And he understands it because he's been there.
Listen, after yesterday's fight, I know why AJ left Ben Davison.
Yeah.
Right? I know why he left.
Yeah.
And that's that, right?
Yeah.
And you see this boxing community?
Yeah.
The real ones respect real knowledge. You know what I mean? The man can say anything they want to say about me. No one can't say I don't know this game. Nobody can't say I don't know this game. You know why? Because I speak to kings and legends on a daily basis because they are phoning me.
Respect.
Trust me. Yesterday was an expose. That's what it was. Yesterday was a grand expose, and that's what we witnessed. A grand expose, and it was disgusting. It was really, really bad.
Do you know, from the outside, when we was up there, I was stood next to a guy that I work with, Wayne Woods, and I was telling Wayne after the first, you know what I told you last week, give me 90 seconds and I'll figure out what's going to happen in this fight. And even when he got dropped, I said, yeah, Daniel's going to get him here because he's telegraphing everything. Fabio feints well with the left side of the body, but then goes with that right hand. He doesn't chuck anything different, chuck a double jab, or he doesn't try to change it up. And he's trying to loop over the back, over Daniel's jab. And it worked in the first round and it worked in the third round. But Daniel then started to realize what he was doing and he started jabbing and taking a little back step so that the right hand was missing and then he could come back on with his shots.
And you know what? Also, I've got to say a massive big up to, you know, Terry's got a podcast. I don't even know Terry's surname, but I know Terry used to run Double Jab Box, amateur boxing.
Yeah.
He was adamant that Daniel was going to win, right? Because he's saying he was down to corners and it's also down to pedigree.
Yeah.
And Daniel Dubois has been groomed for these kind of moments.
Yeah.
Right? All right, it comes second best against Usyk. I get that one. Right? I could go through the historical top 30 and loads of man will come up second best against Usyk.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No shame in that. But when it comes to this, the only thing that we was worried about was sometimes the temperament of Daniel Dubois, right? And when we're dealing with someone who's temperamental against someone untemperamental, go with the untemperamental person, the man who's got a better composure. Yeah. But bottom line is this: Daniel's temperament is to how he feels when he's going into that ring. And when I saw him walking into that ring, I said, he's coming to have it.
Yeah. You could feel it, couldn't you?
He's coming to have it, bro.
Yeah.
Right? He's coming to have it. And it was a fantastic, wonderful fight. And I'm saying it, like I said on the show with you guys, don't write off Daniel Dubois.
No.
Right? And also now, and fair play to Don Charles, because he wasn't scornful towards Ben Davison. He was saying, look, this is how it goes. But I know that Don Charles has learned himself. Don Charles has grown himself. Yeah. Even as a big man, he's grown, right? And he was saying like, right, it's not this is how it goes. Like you get ups and downs, this how it goes. And I get that part there. But what I'm trying to say is this. I remember when Derek Chisora fought Tyson Fury and Don Charles stopped the fight in the 11th round. And Derek was livid that he stopped the fight, right? And there was a bit of a rift between them after that, right? But Don does the right thing. You know the reason why? Because Don Charles has been an ex-fighter, even though he's an amateur and returned pro, but he understands that part of compassion. Yeah. Right? Yeah. These guys, they sat ringside and go look at their body language. There's a guy, Stamina, who contacted me, said, yeah, look at their body language. They weren't engaged. They weren't. And I told you the psychological thing is like them brothers, Lee Wiley, Barry Smith, Ben Davison, and what's the guy, Ron? Is it the guy who works with Fabio as well? He's amateur.
Yeah.
Not amateur. What's the name?
Said it last week, didn't we?
Don't worry. Well, anyway, and him as well. Yeah. When they're looking, when not
Ron Hopley.
Ron, right. When they're looking, even though he weren't there, but when they're looking over, there's ghosts of the Anthony Joshua fight there, and what Daniel Dubois did to Anthony Joshua, and when they so this is dropping over, right? there's ghosts of that. And they're looking to say like, raw. And they were the ghosts. And those ghosts have not been exorcised. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You know one thing I have to say as well? Don Charles, I think, understands Ben Davison as well.
Yeah? What do you mean?
Yeah, I think he understands what he is, the coach, and how he coaches. I think he knows roughly what is going to be said and done in the other corner.
Well, listen, I'm trying to say, you have to simplify boxing because you got 30 seconds to speak to your fighter.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as they sat down, it's about 30 seconds, isn't it?
Right. As soon as they sat down. And people have to realize that I have to know how to simplify what's going on. Yeah. And I simplify it. Yeah. And unfortunately, John, they didn't do that. I mean, they didn't do that. And this year is going to be the year where people are going to wake up to a lot of bullshit. And that's what's going to happen, bro.
Yeah, things change.
Yeah, most definitely.
Things change. Listen, where do you think either fighter goes? Rematch? Or I don't think they want that, right?
There ain't gonna be a rematch. They're gonna give, because now after that win, they're not gonna be in a rush to give Moses Atama that shot.
No.
Trust me. They're gonna make him get some more experience. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because when Daniel fancies it, he fancies it. And right now, Daniel Dubois fancies it. Yeah. And like I said, fair play and credit to them and their family.
Listen, we got to touch on this, right? Because I know you feel the same way as I do. Because it was said at the post-press fight conference by Don Charles. People saying that Daniel lacks heart and this, that, and the other. This needs to be...
It doesn't.
It needs to be cleared up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What I'm saying is this. I don't even want to get on. I don't even want to say anything like that because it's clearly what he showed and demonstrated yesterday that he does have heart.
He got him twice.
So that is it. Yeah. I mean, that is it.
100%. I mean, you can't can't say anything about a heart situation and going against Usyk.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly.
He's done that.
John, I've got to call this one early now because I've got something to quickly go and do, but I've given you your sound bites. And lastly, massive big up to Zach Chelly. I love that brother. Alhamdulillah. I love him and his dad, right? Zach Chelly is a real one. And you know what I mean? You could be losing a fight, but you're making it competitive, and that's what he did. And for him to do it to David Morrell, trust me, all the credit in the world should be given to him, that young man.
We interviewed Zach after the fight as well. He's over the moon.
Make sure I get to see that.
He was telling me he was 66 in the rankings, and I said, you just beat the second top guy in the world.
He's a top 10 fighter right now, and hopefully he gets his, not hopefully, he will get his just desserts. I have no doubt in that. All right, my bro.
If you're vibing, start subscribing.
Peace, 2 fingers, we out. Later.
Peace.
13th.
13th and the final round.
13th and final round.
13th final round.
Hit the comment.
Hit that subscribe button.
Hit that subscription button.